Hey guys, welcome to Index Card a Day, card number 5. I am starting out with a gessoed card, and my plan is to use alcohol inks and some gloss gel. I saw someone doing this technique and I wanted to give it a try. So I'm going to put the gloss gel through a stencil, but I thought first I'd better add a thin layer of the heavy gloss gel just all over the background so any of that alcohol won't seep through my card in like a weird way, since it is a really thin, just regular index card. The gesso helps a little, but not a lot. So I have this stencil by Donna Downey. I believe it's called Poppy Collage, and I'm just going to use my Liquitex heavy gloss gel and spread that all over my stencil. And once that's dry, I'm going to go in with some alcohol ink colors, a sailboat blue, watermelon, and wild plum. And I'm just going to shake those all over the background, but first I'm going to apply some of that alcohol ink blender fluid, which you can use just regular like isopropyl alcohol if you don't have that. So yeah, I'm just going to spread those around my background, add a little bit more of that blender to get them flowing and moving, and let the excess drip down my card. And I really enjoyed that purple color that the red and the blue made, so I'm trying to add a little bit more blue in there. And then once that's dry, I'm going to do some stamping all over the background. And honestly, I could have left this step out because I kind of like it better how it looked without the stamping. But this is a Finnabair stamp with some StazOn inks. Because the gloss gel is a slick surface, I wanted to use a solvent-based ink so that it would dry permanent on it. And this is some Liquitex ink in titanium white, just splattered around the background. And here I'm stamping a Viva Las Vegas stamp called Brushes in Jar, and I'm going to do some watercoloring with my Arteza brush pens, real brush pens. And so I stamped, you can see I stamped a couple frames as well, and I stamped the jar in StazOn ink, and one of the frames in StazOn ink, and another one I stamped in Memento ink because I thought maybe I would do some Copic coloring on that one, and you can't Copic color on StazOn ink because it makes it bleed and everything, but StazOn is great for watercoloring and the real brush pens. And I added a little blue to the water of the jar to make it look more like water, and then used my watercolor brush just to blend that out. And then I got out my colored pencils to add some silver to the barrel and a little bit to the brushes. And I put that down on my card, and I thought it didn't stand out enough, so I die cut some circles out of vellum to put behind my jar. And now I have a jelly print, and I'm going to die cut the word art out of my Inside Out die by Tim Holtz. And I die cut that 3 times because I'm going to layer the letters on top of each other to get them to be more dimensional and to stand out more on my card. So I'm just using a glue pen to glue that down. The glue pen's nice because the glue doesn't seep out then, but it holds relatively well. And then I'm going to adhere the jar down to my card just using some tape runner. Oh, and I also outlined the art word. I outlined it with the black brush pen so that you couldn't see the white of the cardstock of the layers that I added there, so it just makes it look a little more put together. And I'm gonna stick those letters down there. And I had saw Vicky P here on YouTube. I'm not even gonna try to pronounce her last name, but everyone knows Vicky P. I saw she did a video where she had paintbrushes, and she added some of these Posca paint pens to the brushes to make it look like there's paint on them. So I wanted to try that because I thought it looked really cool. So shout out to her for that. And I'll link her video or her channel down below if you don't know who she is, but I'm sure you do because she's pretty YouTube famous. And I just added some dots to the word art there, and that completes my card for today. Is it my favorite? No, but I like to try out new techniques on the index cards because it's a small surface, and before I try it on like a big art journal page or something. So in that respect, I do like that I got to try a new technique. So thank you guys so much for watching, and I will see you guys tomorrow.